What I'd like to show you now is some examples of how we're going to be able to write some music for various instruments that might be used at liturgy. So let's go on over here to Finale and let's pump this puppy up. And I have a couple of cool things I want to show you. Say, for example, you've got an instrumentalist, you've got a flute player. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to write a little bit of a flute part. We go up to Setup Wizard here, and it's going to open up and give you a lot of different variations that you can use. Just go to Create New Ensemble, and I'll tell you why. I'll show you why in a minute. So we're just going to create new ensemble, hit Next, and now you've got all these other options you can do. So we're going to do flute, so that's a woodwind. So we're just going to pick flute out of the list here, and we're going to click Add, and that's going to be in our roster for our sheet music. And we'll go to Next, and we'll just give it a title, flute test. All right, we'll call it flute test. And we'll hit Next. We'll leave it in 4/4 time. As I told you before, you can have various time signatures, and we have key signatures here too. I'm going to do it in the key of G, and I'll show you why a little bit further, because I want to compare this to several other instruments. So I'm just going to click the one arrow up. It's going to give me an F sharp, so I'm in the key of G, and we're not going to do any pickup notes here. So I'm just going to hit Finish, and then it'll give us an opening blank screen that we can go ahead and start to write. Now I'm going to get rid of a couple of these items right here just to clean it up a little bit. So I'll go up here to the text tool, and I'm going to click on to the little box next to those names, click onto it, left click, and then just hit delete. Click onto that, delete, click onto that, and delete. Okay, so now let's just do a simple melody. I'm going to just do it with a quarter note. Here you have all your note values here, and you have other items up on the top here. This little insignia just tells you what you've already clicked on. So we're in the key of G, and I'm just going to write just a G scale here. Whoops. Now see what I did? I skipped over, and I didn't want to. I wanted to leave it in that measure. So I'm just going to go back here and hit the eraser. I'm going to erase that, and I'm going to go ahead and put my top note there. Okay, just something simple like that, depending on what you wanted to write. If you wanted to hear what it sounds like, take a listen. You can click onto the play button here. Kind of simulates that instrument. Okay, and to stop it, just hit the stop button up there. Good. All right, so now you can write a flute part however you want to. You just have to know what the range of the instrument is. And flute is a C instrument, so it'll be in the concert pitch. But let's say, for example, let's click out of this, and we want to have a clarinet part. So I'm going to click on to New, and I'm going to go to the Document, Setup Wizard again, and let's do Create New Ensemble. This is the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. We're doing it in portrait. Click Next. And now clarinet is part of the woodwinds. So you have several clarinets. The most common one is clarinet in B flat. I'm going to click onto that, hit Add, and now I've got my clarinet B flat ready to go. Give it another title. Well, let's be for real. Okay. Clarinet test. Okay. And I'll leave it in 4/4 time, and I'm going to do it in the key of G again because I want to show you something. Key of G like we did in the last one, but this is a clarinet, B-flat clarinet. So naturally you're thinking to yourself, oh, I got to transpose. I got to think a whole step higher. Guess what? You don't have to. Finale already does that for you. So I'm going to do the same key of G. I'm in the B-flat clarinet, and so watch what happens when I set this up. Hey, ta-da! It's now going to write in the clarinet version key of A. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about these other things to clean up because this is just a test. But I'm just going to do that regular scale. But now in the key signature of the clarinet, it's key of A, so I'm going to do just this same scale again. Good. Okay. It's going to simulate the instrument. But now listen to it. You heard it as I was writing it out. I'm going to hit play. Surprise! It actually will then play back in concert pitch. So I may have a composition that's in the key of G. I've got a B-flat clarinet. I've got to write a part out for it. All you got to do is remember what the original key is of the composition and make sure that when you set it up in that original key, and the Allegro Finale will instantly transpose it for you. That's pretty cool. Let's try one more. I'm going to show you yet a different instrument. Say, for example, you've got a French horn, okay? So we're going to do a horn in F. So that's going to be a fourth difference in the key signature. So I'm in the brass, and I'm going to get horn in F. I'm going to add that. And now I'll give this title, Horn Test. Okay. Click Next. I'll leave it in 4/4, and I'm still going to do key of G again, because again, I want you to hear what it's going to do. So now you don't always have to know how far you have to transpose. It's going to do that automatically. So as you can see, it transposed this now horn part. We're going to be doing a concert pitch G composition, but it's already transposed it into the key of D. So now let's listen to it as I do a simple scale again. Okay, kind of simulated that instrument as well too. So now let's play back. And that is concert key of G. So no matter what instrument you have, you don't have to be absolutely so schooled in knowing all the different keys of each instrument. Maybe you have a viola that you want to have, or a string ensemble, and you want to write a part out. As long as you can think in the concert pitch of the piece that you're writing, and you want to write a part out for a particular instrument, Allegro Finale will help you with that. I hope you have fun with this, and I hope you will broaden yourself a little bit more and challenge yourself to write some extra parts. It will make a great difference in the way liturgy is celebrated and music is celebrated in your liturgies. Thanks.